gracious. You know, in a world where everything goes forward, you should never say no to it. I mean, it's certain ways you say no, but you never not, especially when it's happening naturally. It's a thing that this Japanese, I think it was a Japanese scientist was talking about. And he was like, the things your body naturally craves without you thinking about it should be what you eat. That's because it's a signal that comes off and it puts you directly in line with these particular things. So don't lie to your body, right? So sometimes you can have thoughts like I was talking earlier. Like I said, if you got to watch the whole thing, you can't watch parts of it and like just leave and then have a point of view because then you may miss how I finish it off. You know what I'm saying? Like, so there's always nuances to how things take place. That has nothing to do with the particular person. And on top of that, you should go through each emotion so you come out on the other side of that and you understand what it is. People get stuck in emotion. Like nobody experiences the full level of the emotion. You get stuck in it. You feel some type of way and you never come through it. You just stay in it. That feeling always stays with you how it affected you. So if you come through it though, right, when you get to the other side of it, you can see the back of it. You can see the back of it. That means you can see what drove it. And you can see its coordinates and directions and what it was supposed to hit. That's why you go through all of them. And you don't shy yourself to the feeling of the particular emotion because you got to comprehend also why it's there. Why is it relevant? Because in the right circumstance, that relevancy is going to give it a better connection to a value. That's why when most people go through shit, they get burned to it. They don't learn from it. They get singed to it. Automatically, you just boom, bam, boom, you just jump to a conclusion. And that's never the retrospect. Having eyes and ears and a mind that's wide enough to see the whole picture in every circumstance, you're not going to have a different outcome of how you see. We look through eyes. You know what I'm saying? So, like, to feel some type of way about those certain things, those are not person based. Those are nuance based. This is the level of intelligence. It's you just knowing that's what you're going to engage in. Me personally, I don't hold on to particular individual circumstances. I look at the initial putting the keys in the car to get ready to go on the trip. You know what I'm saying? Like that was always a thing for me growing up too. Like we be getting ready to go somewhere, like go back to New York or whatever, or go visit some family somewhere far away. You know, whether it was with my grandfather or with my mother, like, and that part where you young, so you don't see all the put together stuff. Like let me fold these, let me pack this bag, da da da. You just know when it's time to go. I put this in the car. You carry the chicken. You know what I'm saying? Like you carry the chicken, and then you get the cooler. You know what I'm saying? And then we and then we ride. You know what I'm saying? And we ride. So about to get in the car is always a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? So about to initiate a connection with someone in particular values is always a great feeling because you know what to look for. You know what to accentuate. You know what I'm saying? You know what to embellish on. You know what to cherish. The parts don't change. The person changes. So the outline of that has nothing to do with the person inside. What makes it maintain its value is the person inside. So if the person inside is relevant, I wouldn't be telling y'all. I wouldn't be coming to social media like, yo, this is dope to do this with somebody, because I would be doing that with the person. So see how it defeats the purpose? So you can't say that you must be feeling some type of way when speaking on these notions. Now, I can't say that for everybody. I'm talking about me. You know what I'm saying? So when I speak on things, I'm speaking for a reason. I'm speaking for a particular comprehension. And I put it in, how I feel particularly to gather and have a connection to a value of familiarity. So now if you're familiar with how I said that felt, then you understand where I'm coming from on a deeper level, opposed to me giving you constant reiterations or examples to a value, and then you imagine it to be a way. Because a lot of people don't feel shit. A lot of people don't get a chance to have experiences that other people feel. So if I explain them in a certain way down to the actual emotion, it's either something you want to do in your mind or something you have done, and it sparks an original feeling of what that meant to you. So now you may look back on things in your life and be like, yeah, I remember doing that at one point and I was really into this person. I kind of messed that up. It's called self-reflection. Some people may need self-reflection. Some people may need discovery in self. So some people who hasn't had that circumstance, they would find discovery. Other people may find self-awareness. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it breaks up in a value. That's why I don't mind being vulnerable. The difference in between trying to make a point opposed to you explaining things in a vulnerable way to people is they get a chance to be emotionally intelligent. See, there's adults and then there's children. You know what I'm saying? Children be like, oh, you felt some type of way. Oh, like, you know what I'm saying? That would be like a young person's mentality response to it. But an adult will literally take that comprehension to that as a value. Think about it and say, you know what? I actually remember being in a similar feeling. It's like it removes the lack of understanding to something. So being vulnerable is authentic. Like, how can I feel for you unless I authentically can get how you feel? And a lot of people, they say they want real life. You want it real. But when you get it real, you play with it. And see, that's what a child would do. You know what I'm saying? Like a kid, like I've tried to tell my children some real shit and I watch them fold up. I can't get to that point. I remember trying to speak to my son about sex when he was young and watch him fold up. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it just depends. Like, it just depends on how the circumstances is. But I've spoken to enough people to have that as a regard, to where I know being vulnerable and my choice of vulnerability by what I can comprehend will allow me to get the message across on a higher standpoint. Because now you don't feel like I'm pushing knowledge on you. You don't feel like I'm forcing knowledge on you. I'm being vulnerable with you and I'm giving you the opportunity to take that and use it. Now you're not feeling like, nothing. You just like, you don't feel like it's forced on you. It's something you'll take with you and you'll think about. So now when you're in that circumstance that's similar to what it may possibly felt like, you remember the feeling I gave towards you through the way I explained it. You know what I mean? So that should get deep. And I learned that by genuine people when I was in different hoods. I used to travel all around. When I was younger, yeah, I've been to every single state on the East Coast. I used to dip in the Midwest. I've been to Cali. Like, I used to travel a lot. You know what I'm saying? I find myself in different people hoods. You know what I'm saying? Like, I be all and get different hood names. Like, I'm gonna call you this. This your name now. So I'd be like, all right, that's my name. But yeah, I would always be in different places. So you learn that everybody don't vibe the same. Should I remember this little simple understanding, yo? Over here, the way we used to get bud, like when you go somewhere, we would just like throw it up like this. And if you knew, somebody will run to you, serve you, probably size you up, but they'll serve you depending on how you move. Or you go somewhere else and you know what I'm saying, it's basically the same altitude over here when you getting butt. But I went to Cali the first time, up north Cali, and I was like, yo, let me get some. Motherfuckers looking at me like I was fucking crazy. They was like, because it's so plentiful out there, they don't move like that. So me asking somebody that way for bud, it was just foreign. People would look at me, shrug their shoulders, and walk the fuck away. Like, get away from me. Like, I'm like, yo, where the bud at? They looking at me like I'm a like I'm a fetus. I'm like, yo, where the bud? That shit was crazy. And I was laughing. I was like, yo, why I can't get nobody to give me no bud? And then I ran into this punk rocker dude. He had like the spiked hair, and he had like the leather suit on with the boots and the chains and shit. And I gave him like $20-something. He came and bought me back a bag of shake, but that's like some of the best shake I ever had in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was good. Tastes like fucking Kool-Aid. That shit was banging, and it got me blazed. And then he was like, yo, you can go over there and buy some bud from them. And I ended up explaining to him, like, I ain't from here. It's the first time I've been over. I was in a hotel. I was like, yo, I don't know, dog. He's like, yo, I'm going to take you over there where you can get some bud. So he took me over to these bums. Like, they were sleeping, you know what I'm saying, sleeping on the side of the road or whatever. Like, and, you know, they were sleeping on the ground. But dude had, like, pounds on him, though. And he didn't even want to sell me nothing. I'm like, yo, but you live on the ground. Like, why you don't want no money? He was like, nah, we look after our brothers out here. I'm like, for real? He like, yeah. And dude, I never forget, dude had on like a Lakers pullover. Like a Lakers pullover jacket. When they had like the pouch on the front. Like the windbreaker joints that had the like a jacket, the windbreaker joints, but they got like they got like stuffing in them a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But it's kind of wore down. He had the pouch on the front, and he had mad but like pounds inside the pouch. You know what I'm saying? He's like, just hold your hands out, and I cuffed my hands, like both my hands, I cuffed them. You know what I'm saying? And he just took out like mad butt and was like, here. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you sure you don't want no money? I give you some money. He tried to give him $50. He was like, nah, keep your money. I was like, word. So I stuffed it in my pockets and ran back to the hotel. And over here in the East Coast, it ain't legal like that. You get caught with that much weed outside, somebody gonna pull you, they gonna pull up on you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you fuck around, go to jail. But over there, it's like here, and they was like cursing out the police, and police would just drive off. They wouldn't fuck with. They smoking like fat ass L's by the stop sign. You got a big ass cloud out there, and the police ain't doing nothing. They just rode off. And I'm like, yo, I ain't never seen no shit like this. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it was the communication barrier had got broken when I went over there. You know what I'm saying? How we communicate. It just showed me it was different. And in my mind, I'm thinking I'm going to maintain some shit like, no, nah, it wasn't. I had to be shown how it moved. And it was so plentiful in this one town. You don't buy weed out there. You got weed out there. So I'm like, how does that even work? You don't buy weed, you got weed. Like, and it was crazy because then I started going around, and I noticed it was like big giant trees in people's yards. Everybody had a weed tree in their yard. Weed trees was hanging over the fence. Like, you know what I'm saying? This shit was crazy. Like, it was. So I'm thinking, you know what? Yeah, that's dumb. Everybody got bud out here. The newspaper had 12-year-olds getting busted with 100 and something pounds. You know what I'm saying? But everybody had bud out there. It wasn't something that, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't something that you made an issue about. And that's what I had to comprehend. So then I'm like, yeah, okay, I get it. The communication over here, opposed to in the East Coast, is completely different. It's completely different. So I'm like, all right, I get it. I get it. And that's what you learn when you move around life. You understand that the sincerity of being a certain way is real. That's why when you see different beefs and shit that people do over music and all this shit, like, that should be based off where you at. That shit ain't, like, people be feeling certain ways about where they at. One thing got nothing to do with the next. Because you can single out one person and take away all their protection and place them somewhere they ain't used to, and all that shit they believe in go out the window. Because now you got to abide by the area you standing in. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that be the real shit when you gotta be somewhere by yourself where you ain't familiar and you gotta survive. And you gotta be there, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's different like that when you on the ground level with people. Like, everybody can talk about somebody more crazier, somebody more gangster and all that shit. But what I realized by going all around is people got their own set of crazy. It don't matter where you at, where you from. You know what I'm saying? I done scrapped in pretty much 80% of the places I went at. You know what I'm saying? And what I realized, one thing that's familiar, if you don't come off the hands first, they gonna get you. And that's the fact. They'll sneak you and all that. I've been snuck. I had niggas snuck me. You know what I'm saying? Pow! I'm like, oh snap. I wouldn't even, it was like, wait, I'm thinking I'm super comfortable. They straight up, yo, son, I'm with people like that's supposed to be my peoples, right? So they said they watching the whole setup, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm like, oh, he like, yo, you want some of this? You want some of that? I'm like, yeah. So I hit the Henny, hit the blunt. Shit tastes like some bullshit, like somebody smoking tea leaves or some shit. Like, so I'm like, yeah, all right. And as you know, I turn. He's like, yo, dude, call you. And I turn. When I turned, the dude that was walking with me hit me. But yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, that shit turned me on, yo. Like the electricity came on. Like somebody paid the power bill. I was like, oh, yeah, nigga. Next thing you know, things came out of nowhere. You know, so they're like, oh, he can fight. No, oh, he can fight. You know what I'm saying? I had to put homeboy in his back real quick. I'm like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, get this nigga off me, get him off me. Now you calling for niggas. And then my peoples came out with his friends. They was all involved, yo. They was all involved. Niggas tried to set me up to see if I was weak. And I'm handling this man. I slammed that nigga on his neck bone on the stairs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Slapping that nigga up on his neck bone. Bye out real quick. The pound on this nigga real quick. He like, yo, next day, yo, my bad. They was telling me that you smoked in somebody. I'm like, I smoked in somebody's house. So y'all niggas went to set me up. Instead of coming to talk to me about it, y'all niggas went to thump on me. And I told them niggas, they're like, all you niggas is pussy. Like, it don't matter. Like, you got weird shit like that everywhere. You got weird shit like that everywhere. You got some people, and there was one dude over there was trying to act like he was a real G and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's trying to act like, yo, we straight up. I never forget his name was, I think his name was Stefan. He was cool, whatever, but I never forget. Like, that shit was funny as shit. Like, different places be like that. I done been in different situations, different areas where people get mad different. You know what I'm saying? They get angry different. Like, their problems be different. You know what I'm saying? But you just gotta stand on your own shit. You know what I'm saying? No matter where you go. And that's a communication barrier. That's an integrity that people where they be at, they live like that. So you can't say that this area more crazy than that area. Pull up in them same areas without no protection and then gauge it. If you really want to see it like that, gauge it like that. Go to these areas without nobody that know you, nobody got your back. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going there with a name. You just going there and you hang out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and make your way from the bottom up, like Grand Theft Auto. That's how you really see what it's about. You know what I'm saying? A lot of places I've been, it was like that. I remember I was in Florida, I had to thump out. You know what I'm saying? I had to put a dude face in the concrete real quick. Like, different places, yo. Like, different places. You just be in different areas, you got to fight. You know what I'm saying? I fought up north. I done fought in Delaware. I done fought, man, I done fought everywhere. North Carolina. Me and my homeboy to dust some dudes out in North Carolina, like, pound out. You know what I'm saying? Like, bad. I had to do a roll up on me. He got hit with a brick, yo. You gotta think fast. Like, you gotta think quick, yo. Like, I'm nice, but I ain't a nice guy, yo. For real, for real. Like, I walk an old lady across the street. But please don't try to disrespect nothing, yo. Like, it'll get ugly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it just be the communication barrier. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's where everywhere. So people, they migrate to certain knowledge is different. So me personally, I thrive on being authentic and showing my real emotions, no matter what it is. So it may sound like I'm talking about somebody, but I don't be. You know what I'm saying? I'm not attached to nothing. I ain't been with nobody in a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been years since I had me a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been years. So I don't be thinking about nobody else. Because I believe what's for me is going to come to me like it's supposed to. That's just, I don't know. That's just how I see shit. Like, what's supposed to come to me is going to come to me. It's supposed to be in my life. It's going to be in my life. I can't do nothing about that. That's how don't get me wrong. I do miss the feeling though. That has nothing to do with the person. NAGA the wise.